It's not a machine normally associated with environmental benefits, but this bulldozer is part of a remediation strategy at 4,000 hectare Red Hill Station, north of Charters Towers, on the banks of the mighty Burdekin River in North Queensland. Graziers Kylie and Shane Stretton have been on Red Hill since 2018, and from the start they had plans to improve the health of this ancient yet vulnerable country.
We had the worst drought in 100 years up around here at Charters Towers when we bought it. So a lot of Red Hill is fragile country, it's very easily erodable and very shallow soils. So we had found that the cattle had really overgrazed some areas where the grass was sweeter and the soils were a bit more fragile. So we have a lot of bare ground, a lot of scalded country and a lot of stuff that needs rehabilitating.
Working with natural resource management group NQ Dry Tropics, the Strettons set about repairing the landscape. Initially, they reduced stocking rates and mobbed cattle into one herd. They've now turned to fencing more paddocks and fixing erosion problem spots to rebuild the soils.
We were finding that when it rained, there was a lot of water just gushing across the top of the tableland and then just pouring down in big waterfalls down the side, and then it would hit these fragile, shallow soils down the bottom, and it was causing mass erosion and scalded areas. So that's been our biggest focus point, was to just try and slow that water down and keep it on our own land and let it trickle off slowly.
Accessing the expertise of NQ Dry Tropics, the Strettons mapped and prioritised plans to reduce sediment runoff, which eventually flows through to the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park. And it takes some good old-fashioned hard labour to repair the property. These fragile gullies need specialised sediment traps called leaky weirs. They're set at 10-metre intervals to hold up water when it rains and collect leaf litter and soil, slowing the water flow. But building them means some long days working in the hot North Queensland sun. With the Strettons kept busy running their cattle agency, NQ Dry Tropics suggested a partnership with an Indigenous-led employment group, 3 Big Rivers, named for the nearby Burdekin, Ross and Herbert rivers.
It'll probably take an hour or so to do that big one over there.
Supervisor Daryl Chong is from Wanya country near Mount Isa and trained as a carpenter before spending a decade working in the city's mines. When the chance to lead and upskill a young Indigenous team focused on healing country came knocking, he jumped at the opportunity.
It's all a learning experience for all of us, even myself. Never done this sort of work before, but it is really good work because you're out on country and you're basically doing what we believe is going to help in the long run.
Reardon Cobbo, Sam Savage, Gary Kyle and Waylon Sam all hail from Townsville or nearby Palm Island. 9 months into their traineeships with 3 Big Rivers, the boys are earning new qualifications in technical aspects of land management, working on traditional lands of the Bindal, Woolgarukaba, Gugubadan and Gudjala.
For these young fellas, because they're from around this country, so it is very important for them to know the country and how the country works. For instance, the leaky weirs, we've never heard about them before, and now that they know how and why we need to put them in, it gives them a lot of knowledge on the country and how it can bring country back.
This scalded, degraded landscape offers little to the grazier or to the environmentalist, but gradually, healing country programs like this one are bringing life back to Great Barrier Reef catchments and properties all along the Queensland coastline. For the graziers and trainees, the project has opened new horizons. For city boys Reardon and Sam, working out bush has opened their eyes to the importance of caring for country and spending time connecting to culture.
Taps in the swimmer like Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but I just want to help the environment, if that makes sense. Yeah, traditional owner, so, you know, the elders have put it in it, like drove it into our heads that we do need to look after the land and stuff like that. You do learn a lot more. Caught our first fish and stuff like that. Cooked it on fire. So it is good just to get out instead of just seeing buildings all the time.
A changed man since leaving behind reliable mobile reception and his construction job in Townsville, Reardon Cobbo now dreams of a life away from the bright city lights to find work as a land and sea ranger.
We're getting a Cert 3, I think, in environmental land management. So just getting that Cert 3 and then this job can lead to a lot more different categories and jobs and stuff. So from here, I'd like to try and do some maybe ranger work, and that'll be a good goal for me to set.
While for other trainees, there are bright careers ahead because of their new training qualifications.
I'm looking at going out in the mines first. I've already done a Cert 3 in rural ops, so I got my excavator, bobcat, and I just need my S11 to get on the coal mines, standard 11. And yeah, once I get that, the door's open there for me at the mines.
And you're going to jump on the dozer tomorrow?
Yeah, mate, I need to learn now, so when I get out there, be all good.
And no one is prouder of them than mentor Daryl, who's watched his team mature and grow into the community leaders of tomorrow.
Especially Gary, he's probably our best candidate. When he first met, he's very shy, very non-talkative, and he's grown in statures and he's opened up a lot and he's very confident.
Just months after first meeting the team, Kylie Stretton hopes Three Big Rivers gains some funding certainty to enable the next generation of Indigenous youth to access vital, on-country rural training.
These young fellas are really having a go and they need to expand their skills and to pass those skills down onto the next generation coming through. So I'd really love to see the program continue, but to enable them to expand their skills more. Morning.
Morning, morning.
Bit cold this morning.
She wants the relationship to continue well past the program's completion, a feeling shared by the Three Big Rivers team.
A lot of two-way learning, yes. Just with meeting them, staying with them, if we do stay out on the properties with them, and just to get to know them a little bit more, and they get to know what we do, and pretty much, yeah.
Working together for healthier cattle, people and country, all coexisting in a special corner of North Queensland.